A flurry of military and diplomatic moves revolving around North Korea Tuesday, Pyongyang letting off a massive live-fire artillery drill off its east coast, while an American submarine carrying Tomahawk missiles docks in the south, a U.S. aircraft carrier strike group steams for Korean waters, and top officials from South Korea, the U.S., and Japan meet in Tokyo to discuss the North's refusal to give up its nuclear program.
We agreed among the three of us that we will coordinate all actions, diplomatic, military, economic, regarding North Korea.
To top it all off, South Korea's Navy says it's holding its own live-fire exercise with U.S. destroyers on Tuesday on the opposite side of the peninsula from Pyongyang's drill. The North says Tuesday's artillery fire marks the 85th anniversary of the founding of its army, which according to state media is prepared to, quote, bring to closure the history of U.S. scheming and nuclear blackmail. Pyongyang's sole major ally, China, has been angered by the North's aggression. Beijing's media keeping up the tone Tuesday, saying the North has overestimated its own strength. Mirroring activity in Asia, U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is set to chair a special UN Security Council meeting on the North Wednesday, the same day that top U.S. defense officials will discuss the issue in an unusual briefing involving the entire U.S. Senate at the White House.
And here's another story on NewYorkTimes.com. Same thing, similar details. There's a picture of the USS Michigan, a submarine at a naval base in Busan, a port city in South Korea. Its presence reflected heightened military readiness on both sides of the Korean peninsula. And then I also saw here on FoxNews.com, U.S. likely weighing military options against North Korea, says experts. If tensions between U.S. and North Korea reach the point where America uses its mighty air power against the rogue nation, it won't be much of a battle, experts told Fox News. In recent weeks, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has warned that all options are on the table should the communist dictatorship continue to threaten its neighbors, and the U.S. Vice President Mike Pence echoed that sentiment, saying North Korea would do well not to test President Trump's resolve or the strength of the armed forces of the United States in this region. If that strength includes U.S. air power, North Korea's antiquated Korean People's Army Air Force wouldn't be able to put up much of a fight. According to a 2015 Pentagon report, the North Korean Air Force, a fleet of more than 1,300 aircraft that are primarily legacy Soviet models, is primarily responsible for defending North Korean airspace. However, the report continued because of the technological inferiority of most of its aircraft fleet and rigid air defense command and control structure. Much of North Korea's air defense is provided by surface-to-air missiles and anti-aircraft artillery. Still, the so-called Hermit Kingdom has some impressive defense capabilities, according to Colonel David Maxwell. The one important capability that they have that is more important than their aircraft is their integrated air defense system. These radars, missiles, and gun systems will have to be immediately suppressed and destroyed when hostilities begin. The air defenses are more of a threat than their air force. And the Pentagon report states that North Korea's military has not acquired new fighter aircraft in decades, and states that their most capable combat aircraft were procured from the Soviet Union in the late 1980s. Compounding matters, North Korean pilots are poorly trained. Some reports state they receive less than 20 hours of flight time per year, a small fraction of what a U.S. pilot would receive. A big reason for their lack of flight hours is sanctions on fuel imports into North Korea. Lack of fuel means a lack of flying hours. Should the U.S. use air power to attack North Korea, would most likely attempt to engage them, Maxwell said. But there is a good chance every one of our pilots could become an ace very quickly after hostilities begin. And then I also saw here an article on Time.com that says people in Japan are being told they have just 10 minutes to prepare for a North Korean missile attack. won't read all of that, but the links will definitely be there. Oh, and then I also saw, let's see, and this was just published today, also on Fox News. DC plans full-scale terror attack drill amid North Korea tensions. Local governments in the Washington, D.C. region are planning a full-scale terror attack drill for Wednesday, an exercise that comes amid mounting tensions with North Korea and other threats. So, they're not the only ones staging drills, and I'll leave the link for this one too. The time is definitely coming.